Oh, there's a set. Yeah, I didn't even see it. Woo! Well, today's day 2, and we just barely started our first hike of the day. For elk, we also saw like 1,000 deer coming in. There were so many deer, but I just barely walked up on my first brown for the year. It's a deer shed. Can you see that right there? Heck yeah! Shed dogs all over it. We will take it. Here it is. Barely a little 3-point. Nice little brownie. Sweet. Well, we've been hiking for maybe an hour now. We saw a big group of bulls this morning, all still packing, but they were just a bunch of raghorns. We were just walking through this sage bowl, and we were walking together and both glanced down at the same time and saw this big deer horn laying under the cedars, so we're gonna go check it out. What do you think? Looks pretty nice. It's white, maybe chalky, but it's ties up in some cedars just on the edge of this flat, so we're gonna go check it out right now. What? Would have been a sweet
There's
horn.
the match.
Oh yeah, there's the other side.
Right there.
In between a deadhead.
No way.
Yes.
Let me get in there. Let's see this.
That is cool. I've never found anything like that.
Check this out. Side by side.
Deadhead set.
Deadhead skull plate right here. Shed. Pretty sweet.
That's awesome.
Let's
We'll
take some
it.
ATLs and we'll pick them up. Pretty freaking crazy. Right next to his skull.
Pretty
Nice
sweet
little buck.
find.
Chalky, but that's still pretty sweet. You don't find them like that very often.
They were naturally shed too, right before he died. Show me those bases. Pretty nuts. Well, we stumbled onto a new area tonight that is chock full of sign. There's some really good looking south-facing ridges up in here a couple miles, but it's gonna get dark way before we can get there, and it's a little early too. We're just gonna try to get to a spot where maybe we can get up and glass that ridge or those ridges and see if we can't find any bulls, and maybe if we're lucky on the way through all this thick stuff we can pick up a white or two, or maybe even a early brown. But there are some big tracks in here and lots of them, so hopefully we'll get lucky. Finally got up on top of this point to where we could see some of those ridges behind us. Actually looks pretty good. It's still a little bit early, so we're gonna back out and probably come back in another weekend or two, give the bulls some more time so the majority of them drop, and hopefully they're in here. The main ridge we were wanting to look at looks pretty good, And there's actually a few more tucked up in there as well that could potentially be good. So we'll just have to try it in a couple weekends and see what happens. So far I haven't found much on the hike other than this old chalky deer base that probably would have been pretty sweet, but we're here about 15 years too late, but that's how it goes. So heading back to the truck now, and maybe we'll find one in between here and there. So
Just spotted a deadhead through the trees, so we're gonna go look at him. Just looks like a little chalky deer. So let's go check him out. Here he is. Looks like an old 2-point. He was old. He's got big old bases. Lots of junk on him.
is he still on the velvet?
Mate, yeah, look at that.
Yep.
He was a velvet buck. Just heard Skylar screaming. It sounds like he found a pretty big one. I'm going over to check it out right now. Hopefully it's brown. This would be the first elk shed of our trip, so let's go look at this thing.
Alright guys, so finally, all the hiking finally paid off. Walked miles and miles looking for elk horns in an area where we usually do really good, and haven't found anything until just now. Just found a really cool looking horn, haven't walked up to it yet. It's either a brown or a hard white from last year with still some brown on it from what it looks like. So I'm gonna walk up to it now. I'm sure the glare is terrible, but there's the horn. Let's walk up and see just what we found. Looks like a decent horn. Got a cool shape to it for sure. Might be off a younger bull with some serious potential, but we'll take it. Big old beam. Sweet horn for sure. We'll take that all day long. Oh, there's a set! Yeah, I didn't even see it! Woo-hoo-hoo! Not until you came walking up. Heck yeah.
I'll pick it up.
Okay, come, let's get some ATLs and then I want you to video.
Didn't even see it?
Not until I looked up to see you.
I guess it's right by this tree.
Yeah, I walked over from right over there. We'll take it. That's a good bull too. Alright, just picking up this sweet set I just found. Didn't even realize it was a side-by-side set until Nicole came walking up, but it's bigger than I thought, especially this side. I haven't pulled that side out of the snow yet.
Oh, that's a freaking stud. He's so massive on his sword.
It's older than I thought too, but it's cool. We'll take that any day of the week. For sure. Heck yeah. Just a solid bull all the way through. Finally, the hiking paid off.
Check out this sword.
Tried
These
to
are
grow,
so heavy.
tried to grow a cheater right there, it looked like.
Look at this. I don't know if you can tell how massive it is. This is a heavy set. Solid bull.
Yep, take him.
Let's see what these bad boys feel like. Oh man, they're solid. For being this old, they're pretty dense still. Probably a 3-year-old shed. They're freaking heavy. Oh, need to start lifting more. How's